Paddy Power Poker offers a wide range of sit-and-go poker tournaments for players of all skills and bankrolls. I highly recommend new players start in the sit-and-go circuit so as to make the most of their deposit, limit their risk, and learn the game as you go. Some sit-and-go tournaments actually start at under $1. You can see all of the sit-and-go tournaments in the Paddy Power Poker lobby here and select your price range using the micro, low, medium, or high entry fee filters. For example, I just entered this 6-seeded sit-and-go tournament. In other videos, we discussed general concepts for sit-and-go strategy, so now let's apply some of that knowledge to real hand-to-hand combat. We have played only a few hands in this tournament when I was in the big blind holding 10-9 offsuit. I will normally not call any type of raise with this hand at this stage of the tournament. Since it is early, I know very little about my opponent's style of play, but generally assume most to be weak to moderately experienced in the low limits. An early position player has limped into the pot, and the small blind calls to make the pot 60, and the 3 players see the flop of Queen 6 Ace and a rainbow of suits. Both of the blinds check to the limper, but surprisingly he checks as well. If someone comes into the pot voluntarily in position, you would normally expect a bet out of them here with that ace on the flop, and I think this player missed an opportunity to take the pot right here. So not only should he have raised pre-flop, he should be betting now. That leads me to believe he is too passive a player and will be an easy opponent. The pot remains at 60, and the turn card is the 8 of clubs. After a few seconds, the small blind puts out a bet of 20. That turn card has presented an opportunity for me now, in that I have an up and down straight draw, meaning if a 7 or jack comes on the river, I will have a straight. Even though the pot is only 80 chips now, I choose to call this bet because of the potential implied odds here. Also, the passive limper is not likely to re-raise now, so I have limited risk for huge potential. If I do miss my draw, I am not planning to bluff at this small pot. I will simply check fold at this early stage. I call the 20 and the passive limper calls too, so the pot is now 120. Would you believe the 7 of hearts lands on the river? Yeah, this is a real hand at Paddy Power Poker. Not only do I have a straight, I have the nuts, the best possible hand. Now I must figure out how to get the most out of this situation. This is where your implied game comes into play because hands like these are the reasons why you call for implied odds. So when big hands like this come along, your job is to extract all you can. Now the small blind acts first and bets the pot here, 120. Now if he had checked, I would be leaning to do the same bet myself, hoping for at least one caller. His turn bet was small enough for me to think he was just trying to pick up an orphan pot. But I don't think that anymore. Now I think he has at least a strong pair, even more, 2 pair. So now I only have one option, and that is to re-raise, but by how much? Because I have at least one customer who certainly has something. If he was playing something like King 8 or Jack 8, I don't think he would be value betting the river here since 2 players called on the turn, and 2 of us still have to act after his bet. I'm thinking 2 pair or even a well-disguised set now. Because I can put him on a good hand here, I decide to go all in. Most players with 2 pair, a set, or a weaker straight will not fold to this bet, and I will get paid off the vast majority of the time. So that's what I do. The passive limper quickly folds. The small blind contemplates and makes the call. He turns over 5 of clubs and 4 of hearts for a lower straight, which under normal circumstances is a strong hand as well. Not many players would fold that hand, probably myself included, but this was more about extracting the maximum amount of value from this rare opportunity. Had I bet less, he probably just would have called. This player is now on life support and I have doubled up in the tournament. Thanks for watching, and I hope that helps you in your next sit-and-go tournament. Watch for more sit-and-go strategy videos at the Poker School at paddypowerpoker.com.